Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Mega and Byzantium. So the turn is 7242, year 1713 AD, and we are one turn away from Incadescent lighting. So what's new? The obvious, usual question. Well, not much, but before I move forward, I actually wanted to address one point which was very interesting and that I'm gonna be implementing in the upcoming updates and episodes. Wolfau, as usual, did his great job at reviewing all that happened in the episode, and apart from all the other good tips that he had, he mentioned specifically religion. He noticed that we had Judaism in Akegranos and what's it called? It's not Yoruba. He mentioned that it's Yoruba, but in fact it is Andean, I think. Requires Andeanism in the city of Cardianon. Both of these religions gives us significant bonuses, and we haven't really had the chance to spread them around. So based on his recommendation, I started spreading it. We now have it in Constantinople, both Judaism and Andeanism. We've also spread it to some other cities. I think we spread it to Adi. Yes, Adi has... Alright, it has only Judaism, but we have spread Andeanism somewhere else. Yes, to Thessaloniki. And I'm going to be spawning some missionaries as we're going to go through it. But if we build more temples and more shrines, they are going to start spreading on their own, which is going to be good for us. Constantinople really has a lot of religions right now. I don't know if there is actually any limit, but I plan to... Well, I mean, you already see that we're building the Addon monastery, which in Constantinople itself gives us 35.67 science. The temple also gives us 32.58 science. And then the Jewish temple and the temple of Tlaloc are some other pretty good buildings. Now, that's not all that we have been up to though, but I wanted to mention it in the beginning because I will definitely forget to mention it elsewhere. So yes, I've seen the comment. There was actually another person who commented on that. So yes, I've seen your comments and I've taken them into account, and we're going to be spreading this. We are going to be spreading this around. But Constantinople now has population 59. It is quickly approaching 60. So we currently have 3 million people living in our capital. And yes, someone mentioned that, I don't know if it was Wolfal, I think someone else, I didn't find a comment afterwards, but someone pointed out that I'm just being happy about people having less space to live and being more concentrated in one city. I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, it's, you know, I live in a 1.2 million city, and I kind of like big cities, but I have to have a good urban planning. So, you know, I do not cherish living in a, you know, 12 square meter flat, but, you know, hopefully that's not the reality of our people. But yeah, because we're approaching 60, and because I literally started to run out of buildings in Cardianon, you can see that it has a decent growth and industrial production. So it's not easy to find places that would, or buildings that would actually benefit from us sending supply trains there. The education is increasing, crime is plummeting, disease is plummeting. So we have actually started to prepare for settling a new city. We already have the pioneer over here will be settling in this area. We have an army in place to get rid of the barbarian city of Tina. They are actually really strong. You wouldn't make that. No. Oh god, we've actually attacked and they retreated. Alright, I guess now we have to finish them off, because, you know, there's no point in letting them regenerate when we've attacked. But this is not what I planned. Well, accidents do happen. Well, the city has been destroyed. We get a captive civilian out of it. So at least, you know, it wasn't a complete waste. But we're not going to found the city yet. We have them here, but more units are coming. We've already trained the riflemen that are here. And there's also, I don't know where they are, but there's also an entertainer. Oh, entertainer, a missionary over here. They should be going down there. Yep, they are. And we've also sent, I think the entertainer is the last one. So it's very likely that on this path. Ah, here they are, sheriff and medic. So once the sheriff and medic arrive, we will found the city, and we also have the civilians on the way, or the captive civilians. So the city will be found down here as we planned, and we are gonna start expanding upwards to connect to our territory. A very good point also Wolfau has made on... Damn, that's such a weird sentence. A very good point Wolfau has made. Speaking of Yoda, Wolfau has also made a very good point that while it is comfortable for me to develop one city at a time, it would make sense to, you know, have more of them settled. And again, he is right, but I don't know, I'm really not comfortable with it. It's really hard to manage, and it feels so long to develop the cities that way. I get the point, but I think that, you know, we're gonna try to establish them a little bit faster. We're not probably gonna spend so much time as we spend with Cardianon, but I still, you know, it is easier for me to focus on it and see what's going on other than juggling multiple cities. So, you know, I guess I'm exchanging efficiency for my own personal happiness with what is happening. Because again, a lot of it's really cool. I think I already mentioned it, but as the empire grows, of course I could go and I could micromanage every turn, but we would get nothing done. So as we grow, there are so many small inefficiencies that pop up. Like recently I found out that some of the cities still do not have the assembly plant, even though it has been episodes since I last since we discovered it, and since I considered that we have them everywhere. But some of them had such a long backlog of buildings, you know, and it would have been beneficial for me to go through every single city and just shadow it. But this is, again, the inefficiency of the daily life of a bigger empire. And I'm honestly, I could fight it, but I'm just letting it spill more because it makes it feel more real for me. I don't know if that makes sense, but I kind of enjoy it, that, you know, I'm not that much in control anymore, and that there are these little things, and that, you know, I sometimes figure out like, hey, we're having some kind of big issue with education, for example, or crime in a city that I didn't realize before. You know, because see, like Mazembria is now having a pretty large uptick in crime. Can we fight it? Do we have anything here? We don't. What the hell is causing this? I mean, Mazembria is at 43. So I guess we might have to get a sheriff out here. Now we don't have any more buildings for this. Alright, well, while we're here. Exactly, great. Yeah, and these ones really aren't good. So you know what we can do? Let's just train 3 local sheriffs here and get rid of the old ones, because they really do not do us much good. And these ones will be better. Apart from that, what could you build me? Not much. Honestly, not much at all. Anything science related? Build the factory, and then we're gonna revisit you. So yeah, as I was saying, you know, there are some places where we have limitations. But when it comes to education, I'm really happy with the progress we're making. You can see that generally it's improving everywhere. There's no city below 2000 education now, and this one is increasing. Krasnopolis isn't. No, it is. We're building. Oh, yeah, we're getting there right now. There's gonna be a lot of sand. Yeah, okay. Well, see, backlogs everywhere. Anyway, let's hear it for Incadescent lighting, and then we're gonna check out what's waiting for us in the rest of the episode. Okay. No sound either this time. Oh well. My days have passed, my plans are shattered, yet the desires of my heart turn night into day. In the face of the darkness, light is near. So this is from the Bible. Interesting. So it doesn't give us much. We get electric lamps, which is good because it gives us more for less penalties. Traffic signals, which give us actually a little bit of production, though for that kind of cost. Are you prerequisite for something? Required to buy traffic cameras. It's not exactly great. Alright, and enclosure nocturnal. Which is not bad. And we get hit musicals. I guess that's gonna happen or come from the motion pictures. Alright, so Derachium, can you build me this? Yes. Effectively giving me nothing. Right? What about you? Effectively giving me almost nothing. Not great. Not gonna lie, that's not great. But again, it is one of the technologies that we need to have to get other stuff done. So I'm just gonna get it out of the way and not moan too much. A soap factory would be kind of good, and roasted coffee factory. Broadway. Alright. And then Edison's workshop. Possible from engineer in all cities. Well, you have enough production, so let's actually change this like this. I kind of like that. And let me just schedule these afterwards. Okay, I'm gonna build Edison's workshop. And you actually have a ton of buildings, but you could also build them broader. Okay, I'm gonna think about it. So what do we have here? You have a lot of things. Okay, fire hydrants are always good. Anything for production. We built a bunch of these bicycle factories or bicycle shops. So it's not like we have a shortage. Any science? Okay, glassware. Sure, philanthropic organization, that is fine. Anything for education? Buddhist stupa. Temple of Quetzalcoatl. I always mispronounce that. I apologize. Build the fencing academy. Education is fine. Crime is okay. Disease. The electric lamps, maybe to lower the fire risk a little bit. Alright, so what's coming in next? Next is motorized transportation. Alright, that one is going to be good. Oh, and I remember, we haven't chosen the next technology. Alright, so we have just one for this one, which will be motorized transport, which will be amazing. Jesus Christ, this one will be amazing, but I'm pretty sure most of these require other things, so we won't have access to that immediately. Compulsory education. Yeah, so see, some of these, require a little bit more. Elementary school, for example. They require compulsory education. Here. Can we get that one? No, for that we would need criminology, psychology. Alright. So what about mass transit? We couldn't get mass transit. Public transportation lowers pollution significantly. Subway station. Alright. HQ Moonbeam Coffee. Bus station. Can we build you, or do you require something else? Mass transit and a bus station. So first we need a bus station. Requires streetcars. Alright. And the bus station can be built. Petroleum or biofuel. Well, this one increases maintenance significantly. So not exactly a great one. What else could we get? Motorsports, animation, gyroscopes, artillery, semi-automatic weapons. So that gives us the Gatling gun, which frankly is not a bad technology. Or not a bad unit reviewed by its technology, but what else? Barbed wire gives a little bit extra for pastures, but that's not like something useful. National Weather Service. Meteorology lab. Alright, so that's an upgrade to the weather vanes, which might not be bad. Realism. Opera house and a bunch of theater. You're also advocating for us getting new religions.
O God, grant thy favor and bestow thy blessing. Vouchsafe thy grace and give a portion of thy bounty, send down thy heavenly rain,
warfare,
and provide
Marxism.
thy plenteousness and abundance.
I'll be honest, I'm not interested in Marxism, social service, no. Labor unions, water sports, criminology. What do you give? City morgue, detective agency, electric chair. The police box is cool. Police dog trainer. And a police station. Well, we might actually get a criminology, I guess. In a sense. Alright, then we would have to get psychology in the next episode. Security Bureau. Insane Asylum. Psychology Lab. Public Beach. And a water park. Insane Asylum looks pretty neat. Replaced by Healthcare Mega Complex. Alright. So psychology and compulsory education. One more thing, what about the radio? Oh, the raid. Alright. Alright, we could go like this. So, motorized transport and radio in this episode, and next one, criminology, psychology, and compulsory education. I like that. We're getting really close. Getting really close. What do we need? We really don't need much. Just a couple of these then. Women's suffrage. Daycare center looks good. Speakeasy. Alcohol prohibition. Women's suffrage. Well. Wait. Like this. And then motion pictures. Yes. Animation. And mass transit. Yeah. Alright, so like this for the next 3 episodes. Cool. So this was a long update. I'll see you in the next one. In 15 turns of motorized transport. That's going to be a big change for us. So we'll see what it brings to us. Turn 7257. Here's 1717. And we are 1 turn away from motorized transport. What's new? Well, a bunch of things. I'm going to start with the biggest one. We now have a new city. The city of Ionion has been established at the far outskirts of our empire. We have destroyed the barbarian city that was here, and after establishing it, we've already gained quite a lot of territory from Wonsan, Korea, which is our vassal. So the gateway is open for us to get even more cities here once Ionion is going to be finished. The city is still in its infancy. It has a population of only 10, which is 3,000 people. The current farming production is 63, industrial 179, but education is increasing dramatically, disease is dropping, crime is dropping. The city itself has a pretty neat surroundings. There is a lot of resources. We'll need to just get some workboats here to make sure that we can utilize even the sea tiles. But we have some pre-prepare, we have some lemons, horses, jade, there is murex up there, and there's regular fish down here. So the city is going to be doing, I think, pretty well. Right now we're working on a community garden. We're almost done with the factory as well. Then Arboretum is going to be next. I'm also interested in getting engineering school. Then the artesian well, because these areas aren't irrigated. I decided that the areas here would be turned into farms, and the areas further away from the city are gonna, like inland, are gonna be turned to factories, because we need more production of everything. And the cities, you know, I don't like those much in the recent time. We've also already spread one religion, the Indian religion, in here, and more missionaries should be coming. Okay, here's a spy. That's not what I wanted. Here's a supply train. But it basically spawned all of the possible religious units in Constantinople and sent them there. Speaking of Constantinople, it now has population 60, which is 3.5 million people. As I promised, I'm adding new pops to the role of scientist, which is increasing our science and giving us a little bit of production, a little bit of money, and a little bit of culture and birth rate. I kind of like the priests here, the way they are. I was thinking of turning them to engineers, but nah, the difference in money is kind of dramatic. So I'll just keep it as it is. The game decided to do it that way. We're gonna finish the factory of paper, and then we actually have a chance to build here some world wonders. So we're gonna build a Broadway here, because that one is a direct bonus to your culture, and thus it is going to have the biggest impact in our capital. It's also fair to say that, you know, Broadway would probably be located in the capital of you know, your empire, so putting it anywhere else makes very little sense. When it comes to our other cities, Cardianon is doing great. It's completely established now, 127 farming, 452 industrial. It's working on business school, funeral services, and so on and so on. So the city is doing good. Education is increasing, disease dropping, crime dropping. So I'm really happy there. The sad news, though, is that we are now at war. Whenever you look at Foreign Advisor, we are at war with Gilgamesh and with Ben-Gurion. Gilgamesh, I really don't care much about Sumeria. I don't even know where they are right now, to be quite honest. If they even are somewhere. But we're also at war with Israel. We've been for a couple of turns, which led to us destroying 3 cities that they had here. We just raised the third one. Our bombard mammoths, which are here, actually they're now elephant gunners, are doing an amazing job at raising cities. They are just unstoppable. The main army is over here. I'm planning to raise Rishon LeZion. The city resisted us last time. I literally couldn't be bothered to continue this assault because we had like 2 or 3 elephant gunners capable of attacking the city. Now we have 5, so I think that it's gonna be much easier for us to break it, because there was so many highly trained units. You know, it just was a bad moment. So in this case, I want to raise it. We raised all of their smaller cities that they re-established, so Rishon LeZion is gonna be their true payment. Then we're gonna sign peace again. And I guess that's it for this update. I think it's also worth mentioning that our population is now over 30 million. closing to 30.5 million. And I think we can now move to motorized transport. We have a couple of new great persons. We got one extra great prophet and a great engineer, so that's doing good as well. Yeah, really not much to say. So yeah, let's end it and hear it from motorized transport. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get an original CIV4 reading for that, but we'll see.
The moral of the story is, don't leave your keys in your car at a transportation center, because people need transportation.
Alright, well, we didn't. I guess that's... Well, there is definitely something like that in CIV4, but it's probably not called motorized transportation. So, as we established before, this gives us a ton of things. I'm mostly interested in the freight ones and a lot of these buildings that we're going to get available, but I also suspect that we will not have them available right off the bat. We'll need other technologies first. It obsoletes a lot of our old buildings. It gives us repair mechanical 5. And well, let's go through the units. Motorcycle, which is a scout unit, I guess. Has high movement. Police car, which is probably an upgrade. No, it's not. It's not an upgrade to... Oh, it is! Alright, nice. Mobster car, mechanics, ambulance, World War I. Alright, so that's a new medical unit. We have the food freight and supply freight, transport, hospital ship, and what does bulldozer do? Is that... Yeah, it's a worker. Alright. So all units... We have a worker industrial. Some workboat. Worker. Whatever upgrades to industrial era worker. No, it doesn't. So bulldozer is different somehow. I mean, it has way higher strength. I guess we'll build a couple of them and see. We'll add them to our work crews. And buildings, well, Golden Gate Bridge and River Rouge Complex, which would be really good. Man, we could build this one in Constantinople, and that's gonna be way more useful than Broadway. The DMV, Garbage Collection Agency, Asphalt Roads, alright. Automobile dealership, automobile factory, auto repair shop, cable cars, rental store, car wash, chop shop, drive-in movie theater, driving school, fire station, gas station, steel, arch bridge, mob storefront, parking garage, parking lot, parking meters, school bus station, tire factory, truck shipping warehouse, ordinances, crime, car bombing, car theft, and drunk driving, and commuter shuttle, ordnance shuttle, and housing trailer park. Now, alright, let's see what we can build. Ragusa parking lot. Well, it's not exactly the one that I was hoping for. A tire factory. We don't have any tires, so you guys build that. And wow, we can start building the supply and food freight. Nice, that's gonna be very, very useful. But remember, that's like the only one that you get here. Well, then build the electric lamps. You, industrial park. Damn. There's the one. So construction firm. business school, telephone network, agricultural extension, salt quarry, education is fine, crime, disease. We need something for education. Okay, but the Naval Academy first. And you don't have the assembly plant. So assembly plant, then the Naval Academy. And then build me all these smaller ones. And we'll come back to you. Alright. Constantinople. What about you? Well, yeah. Let's build the River Rouge complex. That one is gonna be way easier and way better if we can build asphalt roads, which is also a good one. I'm also building the MA for West Point because that's gonna give us experience. We got that from other technologies. Large steel arch bridge. Sure, and I think let's keep Broadway here, but the 296 industrial production is gonna be way more useful for us. Alright, well, I guess with that said, we're gonna see if actually we could build Broadway in Adi, couldn't we? Yeah. Adi is our second biggest city, and I believe it deserves the chance. Let's build the Jewish synagogue and the Andean temple. Okay, Jewish synagogue, Andean temple, and then Broadway here. Not with the catalog, parking lot, tire factory. Oh, and you have this one. Alright, let's put them up there too. Alrighty. Cool. So that's all for this update, and I'll see you in 16 minutes with radio. Viscar. Oh yeah, definitely. Turn 7,273, year 1722 AD, and we are 1 turn away from radio. And after a long time, this update is coming maybe a week after the previous ones, because I just had the most brutal war with Israel that I had ever. It's insane. I'm gonna start with that because I need to get it off my chest. So, Rishon LeZion, I think was the name of the city. Rishon LeZion is no more. Nor is any city northwest from it. But this siege took literally 10 turns. It was brutal. It was constant attacks. We've lost a number of units despite our best intentions. And the rest of the army that I have stationed here, they're just moving. You can see that many of the units are nearly dead. It's insane. But we've gained so many prisoners from the fighting. There was roughly 100, maybe 150 units stationed in that city. Many of those were just, you know, beyond regular means, so we had to use our war elephants or elephant gunners. We lost one of those as well. We have lost a number of cannons. I actually don't know how many, but we've lost some. And generally speaking, it was just a nightmare. Nightmare siege taking 2 to 3 years, maybe. Constant fighting. We surrounded it on all sides. Constant bombardment hits. Every turn took 20 minutes or so to figure out how to approach that specific turn, what kind of units they had in there, and just insanity. I've also decided to completely pillage this entire area to make it impossible for them to spread again, because they just kept founding new cities over and over and over and over here, and because they had the terrain improvements, it was super easy for them. But this time we have taken them down. All of those improvements are down, and they have lost 3 cities here. Now the question is, do we want to attack and destroy Texoco here? I don't know, do I have a unit that would be even capable of that right now? I don't think so. But we might be able to do it next turn. Well, all of the best units are just done. You guys could maybe do it together. How far could you get? Could get there next turn. You know what? So let's actually do it. I wanted to sign peace treaty with them this turn because I thought that like we're done with the carnage, but I think we're actually gonna take one more turn to attack them and destroy them. Well, our armies are we have just exited their territory. So who is it? It was insane. It was also fun, but in that drastic, you know, way that doesn't really make you happy that you're doing it. It's just too much. Too much of a good thing is just too much. You can see all of the prisoners and everything. Like we've had enough. So we need to basically stay here, and you guys are just gonna heal. But who is this cavalry? This one. Alright, so everybody just heal. You guys, I need a quality improvement. You can attack and destroy these units. It wasn't that much fun, but I think we've basically defeated most of their army at this point. Like, if they have this amount of units anywhere else, I would eat my hat, because I would bet the AI put everything they could into Rishon Leon to just spite us and stop our advance, because they already did that last time. You know, it worked. We weren't able to take them down. It was just too many units there for us to realistically take them. So we destroyed everything and withdrawn. But this time we came back and we had enough force to actually take it down. Casualties though. Casualties happened, and we need to replenish the army. But we won. We have won. That's the question of at what cost, but we have won. And I mean, what you're seeing here is not all of it. We also have prisoners here, and a number of them were already sent into our own territory. Yeah, we have another one coming here, you know. So the war was a success, but the casualties were high. Anyway, with that said, we're gonna raise this one, this city as well, just to spite them. And at that point, I'm just gonna sign the peace with them, because they will concede now. They've lost 3 cities already. One of them, population 15, I think it was, 2 at 5 and 4, and this one is gonna be the next one. So they will definitely sign the treaty. Right, so you guys can stay there. You guys. Oh. Alright, let's do this again. You guys need to build the camp here to heal everyone as much as you can. The loss of the artillery hurts the most, but also I don't really care all that much about it, because there's, you know, they've lost way more than we did, and the army is here for this very purpose, so there really isn't much to say. I was actually thinking that if and when the next war comes, it might actually be a good idea to set up a city here as an outpost, because we need a place to build units, establish them, heal them, and a defensive point against the enemy. We've been using Athens as a staging ground for so long, but now that we're actually pushing them away from this territory, it might be a good idea, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Alright, so you pillage this. Finish building this village. We also need to establish a field hospital. Okay, you guys can actually already go. We use all of these workers. I kept donating them to the AI before, but now all the workers and all the civilians and captives are gonna go. Next that I wanted to inform you about is Ionion. The city is growing like crazy. The reason is that we have actually been sending in the food freight and supply freight, and these ones give way more bonuses. It takes twice or a little bit longer to build them, but when they come, they are able to pop off most of even a way complicated building. They give like 6,000 a pop. We've been growing every single turn because these freight or food freights basically give you an entire level up. We're building the mega farm, modern granary, butchery. You see that these ones are actually already prepared. You know, they had the supply freights, hurry them up, and then we're gonna build a couple of other things like the foundry and cannon. But the most important buildings have already been established. The area around it has also been developed. We need a couple of ships, modern workboats, though I'm not sure. They're pretty expensive, so I'm gonna just wait for it. But some of these need to be improved, and yeah, we've pushed away on this area quite a lot, opening it up for future colonization. Same thing actually happened in Philomelion and in Cardianon. You can see that we have overtaken most of this territory. The fort here is being completely isolated. Someone mentioned in the comments that it is a Malinese fort. It's not. It is Sitting Bull. So the Native Americans. There's no Malinese presence anywhere that I can find them. They're still in the game, but I think they might have some ship stuck somewhere or something. I don't know why they're still here. But yeah, the rest of it has been taken over. We have a huge amount of production and everything going, so the city is now completely independent. I also wanted to mention that Constantinople is at population 60 and it's gonna grow again this turn. And if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna pop to 4 million of people because we've been getting 500,000 a pop now, which is amazing. So really, really happy with that. We're also building the River Rouge complex, which is gonna be finished soon. Then we're gonna build the West Point. And I think that once we're going to be done with that, I might want to take some of these great people and do something with them. I'm not sure what exactly, but we have a ton of them. There is this National Belief in Karma, but I found that we had them already. We could build the Golden Temple, which would be also pretty good, but, you know, it doesn't seem like a good use of our time. But we can't really do anything anywhere else. There's no major things that we could do. So, you know, I'm just keeping them here. And joining the city, I don't know, and getting a little bit of production science and culture for a great person doesn't seem like it's a reasonable thing to do. So maybe we're just gonna wait for a couple more and just start another golden age. I don't know, it's weird. We have the Great General here though, which we could use to build a couple of things. I was thinking though that we could just add him as another great military instructor because the experience is pretty good, and that one is always good. But the West Point is gonna give us extra 6 experience to any land unit, so I also plan to do that one. Right now we're getting something like 80, 88, something like that. Wait, no, I need a military unit like you guys. Okay, 76, which is 8 promotions. That's already really a lot. Sometimes it's just, you know, 51, 7, depending on the unit, but for the actual infantry, it's 59, and for cavalry, it's 76. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all for now. Let's hear it for radio, and then we're gonna do a review of the entire empire and close the episode. So, let's end it.
Then one fine morning, she puts on a New York station. You know, her life was saved by rock and roll.
The Velvet Underground, rock and roll. So radio gives us police car, though I'm not entirely sure if we can build it because we will need what? Radio and motorized transportation and police precinct. a police station, and a police station and police precinct is dependent on criminology, which we do not have, which we will get soon though. We get a bunch of world wonders: Cristo Redentor, Eiffel Tower, free broadcast tower in every city. That might actually be very much worth it. Lotus Temple, National Weather Service, extra science. That's really nice. Broadcast tower, plus 1% culture in every city. A little bit of happiness. Local radio station requires to build internet radio station. Requires broadcast tower or communication tower. Alright, well, that gives education and culture. So it's not a bad one. And factory for radios. And improvements, torpedoes. Lowered operational range, lowered interception range, lowered evasion chance, extra against wooden ship, steamship, Oh god, that's actually really good. That's actually really good. Extra radio tower. This is that name building improvement? Yeah, we can start building radio towers. It's kind of interesting. It doesn't give much and won't get improved much. Well, whatever. So now let's examine our cities. What they can build. Locusia. I haven't seen you guys around in a while. I guess you had a long list of things to go for. So you need a water tower to get the hydro pump. You can get the citadel. That one is super cheap. Get the rail shipping warehouse. That really is not bad. Get a call center. It's really not a lot of good things here. Build the factory for automobiles and the food. What about science? Nah, you stand. Yeah, it's gonna help with the education, so let's start with that. That's 8, 10, 16, 23, 31, and it's gonna fit the hydro well or hydro pump there pretty nicely. No, you're not gonna join anyone. Oh, and we're done. Alright, so Constantinople has 4 million people, as I predicted. Nice. So you can continue with that. Fighter for radios. There really is not much here. The West Point one. I'm wondering... Yeah, we have a marauding scoundrel here somewhere. I'm having a hard time finding that one. I'm trying to fix the damage that they've done for a while now, but it's super hard. Well, let us kill this city if we can. There shouldn't be too many defenses there. Well, there are some. We can deploy the food freight here. And as you'll see, that's another full growth, yeah. We have supply freight. Okay, another farm. You could benefit from... Oh, crime rate is skyrocketing. Is there any big one like a jail that we could just build? Yeah, jail would be nice. -70. It's actually really good. So let's do that one, and the food freight and supply freight. We'll wait for next turn. How many more units are there? War dogs. Did I send that next? I didn't. Alright, well, we'll have to cut it down next turn then. Jesus, I was really hoping to avoid that. Okay, well, you guys are now rested. We have you guys over here. We can upgrade you to modern workers. What's this one? Ah, we finished the corn. Yes, right. We have you guys here. I was waiting for the other prisoners to get them to... Well, let's send you here too. Odoxiopolis. What are you doing here? What's this one? Sugarloaf Mountain. Interesting. We got a farm. Let me this here, and you guys can go here and forest that one. Alright, that means that we can still continue pillaging here. Oh, no, you don't go anywhere. Just continue the pillaging. And you guys also need to come here to heal. And that's a turn. So let's just look at the stats at the end. So we now have 31.5 million people. Manufactured goods production 90,724. Crop yield 43,404. Gold production 266,519. Approval rate 84%. And when it comes to our cities and their performance, you will see that the worst pollution is in Incadescent when it comes to water, and when it comes to air, Justiniana Nova, unfortunately. And when it comes to education, crime, and the other stats, the education, as you can see across the board, is increasing in the lower levels. I'm really happy about that. And when it comes to disease, we have none, and when it comes to crime, we have none, and it's actually improving in some cities. Ionion, we have discussed, we're going to have a jail there next turn, so it's going to be minus, what was it, 70? Minus 70, so that's going to start dropping even further. And when it comes to population, Ionion is the smallest one with 18. And once it gets to 20, I'm going to start plans to setting a new city there. Justiniana Nova, Magnastis, Cardianon, and Kalea 21, and then it goes up, with Constantinople now having 61 pops. And that actually reminds me, as a closing to this episode, we're gonna get more scientists. Yeah, that's what we want. Extra scientific production, 4,724. Alright, so in the next episode, we are going to look into criminology, psychology, and then compulsory education, which is gonna be massive. High schools, private schools, elementary schools, city colleges. Oh, this one is going to be a science gold mine. School bus, Church of the State, huh? And Department of Education, Youth Center. And this is a really good one, and Psychology Lab even gets a bonus. So yeah, compulsory education was the right way to go. I'm just gonna clear out the rest of them before we go to Atomic Lifestyle. And then Abstract Mathematics. I think we might actually, when we approach this one, we might start reading a little bit about the technologies, because I'm really interested. I know that we discussed that we're, almost at the end of the information lifestyle and the start of the nanotech lifestyle, but I would still like to read that if possible. Because, why not learn something from time to time? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this update. This episode is probably very long, but I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one with more Byzantium.